Hello, I'm David Gilmore, known as LDS Prepper. You can view over 500 of my preparedness videos at ldsprepper.com absolutely free. Today I'm going to share with you our secret that we use to stay healthy during the flu and cold season. I had an upper respiratory infection that went on for about 7 or 8 months. Because I figured it would go away. I really didn't do much about it, but I had a hacking cough, and I was always coughing up phlegm and taking throat lozenges like crazy because my throat was just raw from coughing so much. And then when I finally decided to do something about it, I started doing some research and came across 2 solutions that have really made a big difference. And I'm going to use this for any time I get any kind of a cold or flu or upper respiratory infection or anything like that. This is what I'm going to be doing. That being said, understand I'm not a doctor and I'm not giving you any medical advice. I'm just sharing with you my personal experience. But when I was fed up being sick and decided to do something about it, this is what I found out. Now, I came across a video from a doctor who recommends using just 3% hydrogen peroxide. This is what you just get off the shelf. It has some preservatives in it, so it will last a long time on your shelf in your pantry. We have several of these bottles in our long-term food storage, and because they have stabilizers in them, they'll last a long time. So what he has been doing to maintain his health during cold and flu season is that he just simply takes this and puts it straight into a pump bottle, just like this here, like I have. And he sprays this 6 times a day in his mouth. And this is what I started doing, and it worked immediately. Again, this is for me. I don't know what your experience is going to be like. So what he said to do, and what he says that he does, is that he exhales, and then as he breathes in, he squirts this 6 times, and it gets into his throat and down into his lungs and helps oxygenate his lungs, because hydrogen peroxide is an oxygenation therapy, and it's also antiviral and antibacterial. So let me just show you how I do that. I just take this and I breathe out, and what I usually would do is just kind of let that sit there for a few seconds, maybe 10 seconds or so, and you can kind of feel it bubbling in your throat. Now, first thing that was almost instantaneous for me, and I can kind of feel it bubbling here in my throat, was the instant relief I had from my sore throat. And so this did something in my throat to help coat it or protect it or something like that, but that was a huge difference right off the, immediately that I got from this. So as I continued my research, I found that nebulized hydrogen peroxide is even a better solution, but I didn't have any of these things. So my recommendation to you would get these things. I'll have links for everything I'm showing you here. Get them now while you can, so when you do have an upper respiratory infection or you're concerned about viruses or flus or colds or whatever, that you have this on hand. So he does this up to 6 times a day. This brought immediate relief to me within just 2 or 3 days while I was waiting for these other things to come on. Made a dramatic difference in how much phlegm I was coughing up and how bad my throat was. So highly recommend this as immediate relief if you don't have the other items on hand. Now, I think once I got this and I started using this method here, the nebulization of hydrogen peroxide, it was even a better solution. So I saw a couple other doctors discussing this, and they recommend a desktop, tabletop nebulizer. We have a handheld one, but they were talking about it not being powerful enough. I also saw a couple nurses talking about the same solution, and so this is one that I purchased. It's right here. I will have links below for all of these for the best prices and availability that I found. But I like this particular one because I thought it was a higher quality. It comes with air filters that you can change the filters in here. It also comes with the little mixing container and the the item that you can put into your mouth to breathe through. I prefer using the mask. And another reason why I like this particular unit is because it comes with a child's mask and with an adult's mask, which can be cleaned out. And then, of course, you have your hose that connects between this pump, the compressor, and the nebulizer. So, it just assembles here, and then you would put the mask on here like this. Or if you want to do it through your mouth, you'd put this on here. So, what is the way to use this? The recommended way that I saw from the doctors is that you get some saline solution. I really like this. There's 100 of these in this package. You take this and I just open up the top here. They come in strips of 4, but I've already broken one off from this package because I was using it. You open it up and you just put one of these into here. That's the first thing you do. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to take this Lugol's iodine. Now this is 2%. You could also use 5%. And you take 1 drop of Lugol's, either 2% or 5% iodine, depends on which you prefer. Some people have a low tolerance to iodine, so they use the 2%. If using the 2% and it works great for you, you might try two drops. But you just put 1 or 2 drops of this into here with these sodium chloride, and then food grade 3% hydrogen peroxide. Now this does not have the stabilizers in it, and probably replace it annually. And then you would take 2 drops of the hydrogen peroxide, put that inside of there. So you've got typically 1 drop of the iodine, you've got 1 container of sodium chloride, and you've got 2 drops of food grade hydrogen peroxide. You put that in here, you connect everything up, you turn the pump on. What I do is I put the face mask on, and I like the face mask because I put the little strap on, and I can be working on my computer and doing other things while I'm breathing in. While I'm doing that, what I did is I also bought what is this called? A finger pulse oximeter, and this allowed me to for me to see how much oxygen I had in my blood. And as I was doing this, I could see my blood level, oxygen level, which is typically around 98%, go up to 100% while I was going through this process. So this will let you know what your oxygen level is in your blood. So I just put this on, and it takes somewhere between 5 to 15 minutes to breathe this through, and I would breathe it through my nose, so it'd go up into my sinuses, and then exhale through my mouth, so it goes all the way through my nose, sinuses, down into my lungs, back out, up my throat, and out my mouth, and it really felt that made a big difference. One treatment of this was dramatic in the amount of relief that it brought me. Many people have said after 3 treatments, their lungs seem to open up and they're able to breathe much, much easier. So this helped, and then while we were also waiting for the nebulizer to come, and since we already have it, since it came, we still use this, and this is our humidifier that we have in our bedroom at night. And so we fill this up with 300 milliliters of water and then a teaspoon of hydrogen peroxide, and just put that in there. And if you want to put some other oils in there to make it smell good or whatever, that's fine. We also put this out into the living room. You can see I'm sitting in the living room now. When we have family over, like when we had Thanksgiving over, this was sitting out here, and we were able to help have clean antiviral, antibacterial diffusion going out into the air. I just want to share with you, if you feel this might be helpful, please take a look at the links down below. Those are affiliate links, and whether you use them or not doesn't make a difference to me, but I would really highly encourage you to get these things on hand and have them. You don't use these every day. The doctor who uses this, he uses it up to 6 times a day, and I think he uses it pretty much year-round to help oxygenate his body. The reason why you want to use the iodine is because it helps the body produce hydrogen peroxide, and that's one of the main things that your immune system uses to fight against viruses and bacteria. So What do? I keep this in my bathroom. It's there at any time. Like last night, my throat was feeling a little rough. I just went in there and took 6 squirts, put it into my lungs, and just kind of let it set in my throat. Went to bed. I didn't have any problems. That was great. If I feel something coming on, I would immediately start using the nebulized hydrogen peroxide and iodine with the sodium chloride, which is just salt water. But it's already mixed together, so it makes it really easy to do. Hopefully this helps. If you've used something like this before, let me know down in the comments if you have other solutions that you have for yourself or your home for the flu and cold season. Let me know. I'd love to hear what you're doing in your homes, and I hope that this really helps you and your family. This is LDS Prepper reminding you, if you are prepared, you shall not fear. So to prepare, make sure you have these things already ordered in your house, ready to be used, so when any of those symptoms come on, or you're concerned that you've been exposed to viruses or bacteria, you can immediately take advantage of this. I wish you a very healthy and wonderful winter.